Signs a woman likes you and is trying not to show it. Old Stoic wisdom. Love is not about how many days, months, or years you have been together. Let's face it, in today's world, few women are going to come right out and say they like you. The modern dating landscape doesn't offer a simple, "I like you" text or a phone call admitting, "I've been thinking about you all day." No, that's not how it goes down. Instead, you'll often get subtle glances, ambiguous signals, and behaviours that might leave you questioning what's really going on. This is the modern woman's way of showing interest while guarding her heart, giving you just enough to wonder, but never enough to be certain. Why? Because deep down, she's also terrified of rejection. She fears being seen as desperate or, worse, that you won't feel the same way. So instead of making it obvious, she'll test the waters. She'll show small signs of interest, back off a bit, and then return with more signals, all while watching to see how you react. If you're not paying attention, these cues might slip right past you. What might seem like casual politeness or friendly behaviour is, in reality, her way of holding back her feelings. Here's the thing, she's hoping you'll pick up on those signs and take the lead. If you don't, there's a strong chance she'll move on, assuming you're not interested in her at all. Women don't often chase. Instead, they subtly encourage pursuit. The key here is being alert enough to notice when it's happening. This is your guide to decoding the hidden signals. I'm going to walk you through the exact behaviours women display when they like you but are trying their best to keep it under wraps. Once you recognise these signs, you can stop second-guessing and start taking action. No more confusion, no more wondering if you missed an opportunity. If you learn to read between the lines, you'll see she might be more interested in you than you think. She's just keeping it low-key. 1. She acts hot and cold. You've likely encountered it. One day she's all smiles, laughing at your jokes, engaging deeply with you, making eye contact that feels intense, almost magnetic. The next day, it's as if you've become invisible. Short answers, a cold demeanour, and emotionally distant vibes. Most men panic or assume she's just not that into them, but if you pay close attention, that emotional roller coaster is one of the clearest signs she's drawn to you and trying to hide it. Women, by nature, are emotional beings, but they are also strategic, particularly in today's world where being vulnerable often feels like a risk. What you're witnessing is a tug of war inside her on one side. She wants to be noticed, to be pursued, to be seen as more than just another woman in your life. On the other side, she fears being too available, too eager, too exposed. So, she vacillates between warmth and distance, showing you interest one day and retreating the next. This isn't a game. It's her emotional battle playing out in real time. Her warm moments are her letting her guard down, allowing her feelings to peek through. When she pulls away, that's her trying to shield herself, re-establishing the wall she's carefully constructed around her heart. Many men make the mistake of reacting to this inconsistency emotionally, getting frustrated or desperately chasing after her when she withdraws. But that, my friend, will kill the attraction. You must remain grounded and steady, just like the Stoic principles that form the foundation of iron mind. Don't reward her coldness with overzealous attention. Let her cool off, but don't punish her for it or chase her down. When she warms up again, respond calmly and confidently, not with frantic energy. That's the key to maintaining control, to showing her you're not desperate and that you are emotionally solid. The temptation is strong to believe that a steady, consistent showing of interest is the only true indicator of affection. But when a woman is torn between wanting you and fearing what it could mean, inconsistency becomes her method of self-protection. You see, when she's hot and cold, showing interest one day and distancing herself the next, don't jump to conclusions. Look deeper. Is she still around? Does she give you eye contact, even when she's distant? Does she show signs of nervousness when she pulls away, as if she's holding back from something she wants to feel but fears? These subtle cues indicate that her coldness is temporary and not a sign of disinterest, but rather a defense mechanism. A woman who truly has no interest won't bother with the back and forth. She won't engage or give you any warmth at all. She will be absent, not emotionally distant. But if she's playing this push and pull, then there's a part of her that is drawn to you, even if she's trying to slow down her own feelings. Your job is to remain steady, unaffected by her shifts. You must be the rock in this emotional sea, a constant presence that makes her feel safe, not because you're chasing her, but because you're firm in your own sense of self. This is where Old Stoic wisdom comes into play. The iron mind, focused on discipline and clarity, teaches that real strength is in not reacting impulsively, but in staying calm and controlled. That steadiness will eventually melt her defenses, allowing her to drop the guard she's been hiding behind and reveal her true feelings. Stay true to yourself, grounded in the Stoic principles, and she'll eventually trust that your presence is not a threat, but a safe harbour where her vulnerability can be met without fear. 2. She's always around. Here's a classic one that many men miss, especially those who think women only express their interest through obvious flirtations or bold declarations. But listen closely. When a woman likes you, and she's trying not to show it, she won't necessarily announce it with words. Instead, she'll say it with something much subtler, her presence. She will make it her business to just keep showing up. You'll notice her in places you frequent, standing close to where you are, or lingering longer than necessary. Don't be fooled. This isn't happenstance. It's intention wrapped in the guise of coincidence. You won't hear her say, "I came here for you." It won't be that blatant. But if you pay attention, you'll see the pattern. Is she appearing at events you mentioned casually in passing? Does she somehow start spending time in the same circles, your friends, workspaces, or social spots? Does she keep walking by you or creating small reasons to interact? This is proximity. And make no mistake, proximity is attraction in disguise. A woman who doesn't like you will keep things minimal, short, polite, and distant. She won't go out of her way to be around you, but a woman who likes you and doesn't want to make it too obvious will subtly place herself near you. This is her way of fostering a connection without exposing herself emotionally. It's a quiet move. She's feeding the bond without risking her pride or vulnerability. It's an act of patience, masked by nonchalance. She's placing herself in your line of sight, hoping, just hoping, that you'll take the bait and make the first move. She won't chase you, but she sure as hell will give you the chance to catch her. The mistake many men make is overlooking it. They act passive, assuming it means nothing. That's where opportunity fades. A woman can only extend that silent invitation for so long before she begins to wonder if you're too oblivious. Or worse, too passive to take the lead. And when that happens, she'll quietly pull back, retreat, and perhaps never look back. So, what should you do when you notice this simple? Don't hesitate. Acknowledge her presence. Don't rush it, but show confidence. Make eye contact. Let your gaze meet hers with a hint of recognition. Offer a simple, casual comment. Nothing deep, but something that tells her, "I see you. I know what's going on here." It's the kind of unspoken communication that women pick up on, even when they try to hide it. This is where many men fail. They ignore these subtle signals, acting as though it's just casual or random. But nothing about this is random. Women don't just happen to orbit men they aren't interested in. If she's always near you, and it's not by force, but by choice, that's a chance. She's waiting for you to lead. If you don't respond, she might feel embarrassed or rejected, even if you like her. This is the delicate dance of modern dating. It's a game where both parties are watching closely, reading between the lines, and using silence as a signal. But here's the key. Women are constantly observing your energy. You must be aware of it. If you ignore the pattern, she might just take it as a rejection, even though you're simply not picking up on the cues. Now, you don't need to overthink it. Don't overdo it. Just recognize the space she's making for you and step into it with confidence. It's not about grand gestures. It's about showing awareness of her presence and responding to it in a grounded, calm way. Remember this, she's around because she likes you. She's offering you a chance to lead, but if you're too passive, too unsure, or too oblivious, she might quietly back away. That's where you must take action. Recognize the opportunity before it slips away. In these moments, you are walking the path of wisdom, a path that requires both awareness and action. This is practical stoicism in action. Don't wait for life to make the move for you. The Stoic rules teach us to be mindful of the signals around us. In relationships, it's no different. Be aware of the subtleties. Don't let your indecisiveness cost you the opportunity to lead, because when you learn to read between the lines, to notice the patterns, you step into a realm of understanding that many miss. So, be aware, be intentional, take the lead. You won't regret it. If you found this insightful, don't forget to like, comment below, and share it with someone who could benefit from this wisdom. Make sure to subscribe for more valuable content. Comment to remember, I am confident and aware of the signs. This will help keep you engaged and ready to take action when the right opportunity presents itself. 3. She notices the small things. When a woman likes you but is trying not to show it, she won't throw herself at you with overt compliments or obvious flirtation. Instead, she'll pay attention to the smallest details about you, details most people would miss. It's in the way she notices your habits, the subtle changes in your appearance, and the nuances of your mood. You wear that watch a lot, she might say, or, did you change your haircut? These seemingly casual comments are not accidental. They are clues, the silent signs of her emotional investment. She's not just observing you, she's tracking you. This is how emotional attraction begins, but most men don't recognize it. They think, oh, she's just being friendly. Wrong. Friendly women don't recall what you said when you were tired last week. They don't remark on how your voice shifts when you're under pressure, or your quiet determination when you focus. Women who are interested in you do. When she notices your moods, your little quirks, and the things that define you, that's when you know you've captured her attention. She's observing, processing, and, most importantly, caring. But why doesn't she make her feelings known? Sometimes, vulnerability scares her. Maybe she's been hurt before. Maybe she fears rejection. Or perhaps her ego won't allow her to be the first to open up. So, she watches from the sidelines. She studies you in silence, carefully considering how to proceed. This is the first step of emotional investment. Her mind is engaged, but her heart is cautious. You might not notice it at first, but if you do, understand the power you hold. Respond with calm confidence. Acknowledge her attention subtly, smile, maintain eye contact, and show her you've picked up on the fact that she's paying attention. Don't overreact, but don't ignore it either. If you do, you risk making her feel unseen. And when a woman feels invisible despite her efforts to connect, she will retreat. The key to keeping her interest is to show her, without words, that you see her too. If you really want to test this, point out something unique about her, something small that only someone who's really paying attention would notice. Watch for her reaction. If her face softens or she becomes a bit shy, that's a clear sign. You're on the right track. Remember, as Epictetus taught, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. The same applies here. Recognize the small, meaningful things in your interactions. That's the key to winning her heart. Don't let Stoic wisdom go to waste. Don't miss what's right in front of you. Women who like you show their affection in quiet ways, and it's up to you to see it, understand it, and respond with precision. The art of winning her over begins with mastering these subtle signs. Don't wait too long. The opportunity to connect deeply doesn't last forever. Be aware, be present, and above all, be stoic in your pursuit. Take action, but never force it. 4. Jealousy slips out. When a woman likes you but tries to keep it hidden, jealousy will inevitably slip through, often in the subtlest ways. Pay attention, because it's there, quietly announcing her emotions long before she can regain control. It may not be overt, she might not say a word, and she could even act as though she's completely indifferent. But when another woman enters the picture, whether it's a casual mention of another girl or a fleeting glance towards someone else, you'll feel it. the shift in her energy? That's the real her, battling the impulse to mask how much she cares. A woman who's emotionally detached from you won't blink an eye, no matter how beautiful the woman is sitting next to you. But when she's invested, her reaction is immediate and palpable. A subtle tightening of her face, a shift in her tone, a quiet remark like, "She's pretty," or suddenly withdrawing from the conversation. It's jealousy, unmistakably, and it's controlled, calculated even. She'll try to downplay it, cover it up with sarcasm, joking about your fan club or teasing you with comments like, "Looks like you've got options." Don't be fooled by the humour. It's a shield, a way for her to express interest without revealing how vulnerable she feels. It's her test, a way to gauge your response while maintaining the illusion of emotional distance. You must understand jealousy isn't always loud. Sometimes it's quiet, almost imperceptible. She might withdraw, get quieter, or appear suddenly disinterested when another woman enters the conversation. Or she might ask questions that seem harmless but are actually probing. Who's that girl you follow on Instagram? Or is she your type? That curiosity is far more than idle questioning. It's emotion trying to make sense of something hidden beneath the surface. This is not a woman being difficult, not drama. No, this is a woman torn between protecting her pride and protecting her heart. She doesn't want to appear too eager, especially when she's uncertain of how you feel. So her jealousy often manifests indirectly. It could be subtle jabs, a momentary silence, a playful tease, or a sudden, unexpected shift in energy. If you're emotionally aware, you'll catch it instantly. If not, you might misread it, mistaking it for moodiness or indifference. And that's where so many men make the mistake, misreading her signals. So, how do you deal with this? With an iron mind and stoic principles, don't add fuel to the fire by trying to make her jealous on purpose. That's childish and immature. But don't ignore it, either. Remain calm, composed, and kind. Let your presence exude a quiet confidence that says, "I see what you're doing, and I'm not judging you." That sense of emotional safety is what will eventually tear down her walls and allow her to express her feelings without fear. Jealousy, though she tries to hide it, is one of the most genuine reactions a woman can have. If you're smart enough to spot it, you'll never doubt her interest again. Embrace the Stoic wisdom, understand her subtle cues, and your path will become clearer. And if you find today's content very interesting, please give me a word of encouragement by commenting "very interesting" in the comments section. That is a huge motivation for us. Thank you. 5. She plays it safe. When a woman likes you but isn't yet ready to expose her true feelings, she plays it safe. It's a dance, a subtle one. What does it mean when she plays it safe? It means she avoids anything that could give away her emotions. She won't be overly flirtatious. She won't make the first move. She won't put herself in a vulnerable position by taking emotional risks. Instead, she keeps everything cordial, polite, and just on the edge of personal. She stays close enough to you to signal interest, but not enough to make it glaringly obvious. And here's the trick. If you're not paying attention, you'll miss it. You might think she's just being neutral, when in reality, she's waiting for you to make the first move. That is the essence of the Stoic rules. Wisdom in restraint. Women who like you but won't show it are employing a kind of practical stoicism, a method of keeping their emotions contained, not out of indifference, but out of caution. She's balancing a tightrope between showing too much and revealing too little. The idea isn't deception, it's self-protection. Fear of rejection is a powerful force. The deeper her feelings for you, the more she guards them. She's terrified of looking vulnerable, of showing you too much too soon, especially when she views you as high value. The stakes are higher when a woman likes a man deeply. The possibility of rejection, of embarrassment, stings too much for her to risk making the first move. A woman who plays it safe won't initiate plans. She might text you, but she won't be the one to suggest meeting up. She might engage in warm conversation, but will carefully avoid crossing the flirty line. She might even agree with your ideas, but never dive deep into a personal connection. She keeps everything emotionally grey, close, but distant. She's offering just enough to stay near, but keeping her romantic cards close to her chest. And here's where most guys go wrong. They misread the situation. They see this safe behaviour and assume that she's not interested in them. They back off, thinking she's not feeling the same way. They stop engaging, lose interest, and walk away. That's when she's left feeling confused and disappointed. You see, she never showed her hand because, in her mind, she was showing interest, just subtly, just cautiously. And this is where the paths of wisdom come into play. Understanding the quiet, subtle signs is essential. You must learn to see beyond the surface and recognize the hidden meanings in her behavior. Here's the crucial part. A woman who plays it safe is watching you closely. She's studying your actions, waiting to see if you're confident enough to take the lead. She's not trying to be coy. She's testing whether you're perceptive enough to understand her subtle hints. She doesn't want to chase. No, she wants to be led. But she wants to be led by a man who is wise enough to pick up on her unspoken signals. So what do you do when you realize she's playing it safe? You step up. You lean in, not aggressively, but gently. Begin conversations that carry a little more weight. Ask her questions that delve a little deeper. Create moments of playful tension where she has to wonder what you're thinking about her. The key here is to disrupt her safe zone without making her feel pressured. That slight nudge will give her the emotional space to open up, even if just a little, slowly. Like peeling back layers of an onion, her guard will drop. And when she feels emotionally secure in your presence, that's when the real connection can begin. The mask comes off. She'll let down her defenses, revealing more of her true feelings. But don't mistake her guarded behavior for indifference. Women hide their feelings not because they want to deceive you, but because they've been conditioned to believe that men lose interest when women show too much vulnerability. It's part of the delicate balancing act they perform in relationships. They protect themselves, but beneath that wall of protection is a woman who is often fully into you, just scared that you're not fully into her. You must understand. Stoic wisdom teaches us that true strength comes from understanding subtlety and restraint. She's playing it safe because she's afraid of rejection, afraid of appearing desperate, but deep down, she's hoping you're wise enough to recognize her quiet signals. So stop reading only the obvious signs. Start paying attention to the quieter cues, the ones that speak volumes without saying a word. A woman who is playing it safe might be the one who feels the most and is silently hoping you're the kind of man who can read between the lines. Be that man. You must be sharp enough to recognize her subtle cues, wise enough to lead the way, and patient enough to let her show you her true feelings at her own pace. 6. Nervous but present. When a woman likes you but is trying not to show it, her body often betrays her before her words ever will. Look closely. You'll see it. She may fidget with her hair, play with her jewellery, or even stumble over her words. Her actions are the signals, nervous energy that can't be hidden. She's not sure how to behave, uncertain of how to manage the attraction building within her. To the untrained eye, it might seem like disinterest or discomfort, but make no mistake. This nervousness, it's a clear sign of emotional investment. When a woman is relaxed and disinterested, she's calm, composed, and unbothered by her surroundings. But when she's emotionally charged, that calm facade slips. The signs are everywhere. She avoids prolonged eye contact, but her eyes keep darting in your direction. She laughs at your jokes, even when they're not funny, or she stays unusually quiet. Her behaviour may seem distant or overly polite, but that's her way of managing her feelings. She wants to connect, but she's afraid of revealing too much. Many men mistake this nervous energy for disinterest, but that's the wrong interpretation. Nervousness is emotional intensity in disguise. It means she's trying to control her attraction. Yet, here's the key: she's still there. Despite her nerves, she's present. She hasn't walked away. She continues to show up, to be around you. If she wasn't interested, she'd simply vanish from your world. She'd avoid the discomfort. But when she sticks around despite feeling uncertain, that's the sign that she's emotionally invested. even if she's not yet comfortable enough to let it show. You need to understand this. As a man, you must develop emotional sensitivity. Look beyond the obvious. Read the subtleties. The woman who is nervous but still there is giving you a silent invitation to create a space where she can be herself without fear. Don't call her out on her nervousness. Don't make her feel more self-conscious. Stay calm. Be the steady force in the interaction. Guide the conversation with warmth, not pressure. As you remain grounded, her guard will lower. In time, she will feel safe. Emotionally, not just physically. And when she feels safe, she will stop hiding. She will no longer feel the need to keep her feelings behind a wall. This is your moment to lead, to guide her towards comfort. Remember the words of Epictetus. The Stoic philosopher wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. This is how you must approach attraction. A woman's emotions, like all things in life, must be handled with a calm, clear mind. Stoicism teaches us not to be swayed by external circumstances, but to control our internal responses. When you lead with calm authority, like a Stoic master of emotions, you don't chase after what's out of reach. Instead, you create the space for what you desire to come to you naturally. She's trying to hide her emotions because she's unsure. Your job is to reassure her, to create an environment where she can express herself freely. This isn't about forcing your way into her life. It's about understanding that, like the Stoics, you must accept what is within your control and what is not. The nervous woman who shows up in your presence, even in her discomfort, is silently signaling that she is trying to control something that is beyond her, her emotions. Your job is to create the space for her to release that control. If you are patient and steady, she will drop the guard she's hiding behind. This is not a game. This is not manipulation. This is the art of emotional intelligence, leading with strength, grace, and understanding. The true Stoic wins not by force, but by calm mastery over the emotions of the moment. If you've made it this far, you're already one step ahead of most men. You understand that the signs are subtle but powerful, and you're learning to read the true language of attraction. Now, it's time to take action. Comment below. I recognize the signs, and I'm ready to lead with emotional sensitivity. 7. Friends drop clues. Here's the truth. When a woman likes you but doesn't want to admit it, her friends can become the unintended truth tellers, while she might be doing everything in her power to keep her feelings under wraps. The people around her are not always so cautious. Her friends may unknowingly drop subtle clues, make offhand comments, or act differently when you're around. If you're paying attention, these signals will be impossible to ignore. Women, after all, talk a lot, especially about the men they're interested in. So, when she likes you, trust me, her friends already know. They've scrutinized your texts, stalked your social media, and most likely given her their 2 cents on you more times than she cares to admit. So, when you enter the picture, you're not just a guy walking into a normal social interaction. You're walking into a scene where you've already been the topic of conversation. The energy shifts, and it's there, in the atmosphere, that you'll feel it. You might overhear something like, "Oh, she talks about you all the time," or "she laughs differently when you're around." It might seem like casual banter, but these comments, they're not random. They're carefully dropped little clues. Maybe they're trying to get a reaction out of her, or testing you in subtle ways. Watch closely. Her friends might tease her when you're around, nudging her for a response. And if she blushes, gets defensive, or shifts uncomfortably, that's your sign. It's like a code, and you're the one holding the key. Now, it's not just about what her friends say, either. Pay attention to how they behave when you enter the room. Do they start giggling or whispering? Do they intentionally leave you two alone? Watch for those furtive glances. They're waiting for her reaction. These aren't random behaviors. They're signs that something is happening beneath the surface, even if no one's saying it outright. The truth is, women are smart. They don't just blurt out, "I like you," because that's too risky. But letting their friends drop the hints, that's much safer. If things don't go the way she hopes, she can always play it off or claim her friends were joking. But if you're the one who picks up on the signs and makes a move, she avoids the vulnerability of having to confess first. It's strategy. It's the way women have been working their emotional magic for centuries. So, how should you react when you notice her friends dropping these hints? First, don't ignore it. But don't overreact either. Play it cool. Let her know you get it, without coming across as desperate or needy. A sly remark, like, "You all talk about me this much with a confident smirk," can go a long way. This isn't about pressing her for the truth. It's about showing her that you see through the games and that you're secure enough to handle it. When a woman sees you handle this kind of situation with calm, unshaken confidence, that's when her attraction to you deepens. You're not just some guy she likes. You're a guy who can read the room and respond with emotional control, which is a rarity in today's world. In this dance of subtlety, it's easy for men to miss the signs, but that's exactly why so many miss out. Women today are cautious, guarded, and deliberate with their emotions. But make no mistake, if she likes you, the signs will be there. It's not always about what she says. It's about what she doesn't say, and how her friends behave when you're in the picture. Your job isn't to chase her down or demand the truth. Your job is to see her for who she really is, to stay grounded in your own self-assurance, and give her the space to let her walls down. Once you demonstrate your emotional control and grasp of the situation, the truth will come out, as it always does. And as the old Stoic wisdom teaches, the iron mind knows that patience and clarity in action will always reveal the truth when the time is right. 8. She makes small gestures to make you feel special. Don't miss the small things, the subtle, quiet actions that, while seemingly insignificant, carry a world of meaning. When a woman likes you, but is trying not to show it, she will express her affection in the most understated ways. It's not about grand declarations or dramatic displays, it's in the little gestures. She might bring you your favourite snack without asking, hold the door open for you when she doesn't have to, or offer to help you with something, even if it's not expected of her. These acts might seem simple, maybe even a little old-fashioned, but trust me, they're anything but trivial. In fact, they're powerful signals. These aren't just ordinary kindnesses. These are deliberate, thoughtful gestures that reflect a deeper feeling. She's not doing it because it's polite or because she feels obligated. She's doing it because she wants to. Yet, she's carefully hiding her true feelings behind the curtain of subtlety. Why, it's simple. She's trying to get closer to you, but doesn't want to risk being vulnerable. Women, like anyone else, don't want to put their emotions out there for rejection or judgment. Her subtlety is a defense mechanism, a way of testing the waters. She wants to see if you notice, if you'll appreciate it, and if you'll reciprocate without her having to spell it out. In the world of Stoic rules, there's a powerful lesson here. Stoicism teaches us to act with purpose and precision, without unnecessary display. It's not about the loud gestures, but the quiet integrity behind every action. Practical Stoicism is about understanding that true affection doesn't need to be shouted from the rooftops. It's in the little things that reveal the depth of your character. A simple act, like offering help when it's not expected, is a path to wisdom. It's a practical demonstration of care and attention, rooted not in the need for acknowledgement, but in the quiet confidence that such gestures speak volumes. She might not say, "I like you," directly, but her actions tell you everything. That is the essence of understanding the unspoken language of affection. The paths of wisdom don't require you to make everything explicit. Instead, they guide you to observe, reflect, and recognize the subtle signs that reveal deeper truths. The key here is to be aware of these small, meaningful actions and not overlook them as mere niceties. They are her way of showing you she's interested, without the risk of laying her heart bare. So, next time she offers you something unexpected or lends a hand without being asked, don't just brush it off. Recognize it, appreciate it. It's her way of saying, "I care," in the quietest, most stoic way possible. You must learn to read between the lines, to see beyond the surface. The woman who likes you is sending signals in the simplest of gestures. Stay alert, stay wise, and don't miss the chance to understand her without her needing to say a word. Hey everyone! Thank you so much for sticking around till the end of this video. I hope you've picked up some valuable insights on how to spot the signs a woman likes you, even when she's trying not to show it. Don't wait until it's too late. Take action now and start transforming your dating life today. I genuinely appreciate you for taking the time to watch this video. I truly hope it helps you improve every aspect of your relationships with women. Until next time, this is Stoic Approach to Life signing off.